check every month. Okay. Tired or sick? So, things they take out of your paycheck. Social Security, Medicare, called FICA together. What else do they take out? What do you say? Taxes. Taxes they take out. What if you don't make enough to pay taxes? We're going to go over lots of stuff with taxes. There's a minimum amount you have to make. Everybody's need a calculator. Good point, Blake. Everybody needs a calculator. There's a minimum amount of money that you are allowed to make that the government basically will say, look, you don't have to pay taxes because you're just surviving. Like, it's a certain amount. And so let's suppose that you make under that amount as a teenager, which I did for the first, I would say 5 years. No, through college. Well, not my last year of college, but all of my other years of college, because I'd only work occasionally part-time and then full-time in the summer when I was in college, and I didn't make enough to hit that threshold of minimum living. And so I would get all of my money back as a refund for the taxes every year. So taxes, you can get that money back, or that money goes to pay your taxes. Medicare and Social Security, you do not get back. That's gone completely from you. And, but then later when you retire, but you don't get, do you guys understand that you don't get whatever money that Lavin got and take out of her paycheck her entire life, she doesn't get that exact amount back. She just gets enough to survive. And if you have a really cushy retirement account, let's say you save great, right? And you're doing really well, you still get Social Security and Medicare. So it's not just for people who are struggling, it's for everybody. Okay. Let's try number one. Okay, we're going to use the rate of 7.65% to figure out withholdings for Social Security. Notice right now, I want everybody to write this out. I don't like how the book did this, or the book that I'm using did this. Can you change that word from Social Security to FICA? Because do you see how it's called 7.65%? That's Medicare and Social Security together. Okay. So I'm going to type in, how do I figure out 7.65% in my calculator? Riley, tell me. It's not 0.765. What's wrong with this one, Blake? What is this? What percentage is this, Blake? Go ahead, Riley. 76.5%, but we want 7%. So instead you're going to type in 0.0765. So everybody type in 0.0765. In fact, you might want to write that on your worksheet, 0.0765, so you remember what the percentage is going to be. And then you're going to multiply it by 200. So if you had a $200 paycheck, they would take $15.30 out for Social Security and Medicare. Yep. This worksheet is to help you realize exactly how much of your money is going to be taken from you for Social Security and Medicare for later in life. All right, now here's a cool thing with these graphing calculators that I don't know if you know that they can do. Everybody look up. Everybody look up. Hit the second button right here on the top left. You should get an arrow kind of blinking at you, and then hit enter. Do you see how it brings up the exact same thing you just typed? And you can just change that 200 to number 7 is 837. Now, what if you end up with one like this? Nearest what? Nearest cent, so the hundredth. So the nearest hundredth, 2 spaces past the decimal. So this would be 64.03, and this number is a 0, so I'm going to keep it at 3. What number would make me raise it up to a 4? A 5 or more? So this one was $64.03. All right, I know that you're wanting to plow ahead with this, but everybody jump down to 19. 1 month, Juan earned $1,400. How much was left after 7.65% of Social Security was withheld? Okay, we're not figuring out how much Social Security was taken out. We're figuring out how much his paycheck was after Social Security was taken out. How do I figure this out? Bradley, you want to tell me? That's a no face. Move to somebody else? Because Riley's raising his hand. Riley?
You do the 0.0765 times the 1,400,
Okay.
and then you subtract the 107.1 from the 1,400.
Good, minus 107.1. So I'm taking 1,400 minus 107.1, which is, what's left is $1,292.90. So that was 0.0765 times 1,400, and then this is the Social Security that was taken out, I mean FICA, and then you subtract that from the original total. Perfect. By the way, one way you could actually do this, which some of you might want to do and some of you might not want to do, which I understand, is that if I take away 7.65, everybody look up, if I take 100% and I subtract 7.65%, do you see how I'm left with 92.35%? So instead what I could do is I could take my $1,400 and multiply by 0.9235, which is what's left after Social Security is taken out. So it's basically like, instead of subtracting, I would just say, what's 92% of what I had, which again is exactly what you did. So it would be a 1 step instead of 2 steps. But I'll let you decide which one you want to do. How's this class going for you? Is this a little bit more informative now? Okay. As we go, if you have questions for me about real life stuff, that's what this whole class is for. So feel free to ask me questions. I'm going to come around and make sure I've got your tip worksheet, and then you need to finish out the Social Security worksheet for next time.